Hi, I'm Joel. I'm in Las Vegas, just outside Las Vegas, on an old train line that used to take the train over to the Hoover Dam. To my left is Lake Mede, which looks spectacular in the sunshine. It's a bit chilly this morning. I'm going on my run, and you're coming with me. Las Vegas. How cool. Today I'm running with Kimberly Mathis, who is a local running coach, amongst other things.
Lots of things.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Kim, and thank you for coming out. What an amazing place to run. This is incredible. Well, this particular trail was the supply route for the Hoover Dam, right?
Yes. Yep. They built it out of the mountainside to be able to take all the supplies and everything to and from the dam.
The Hoover Dam is obviously world famous in Lake Mead. It's like a popular, like a recreation area, like lots of people come out here to boat and
Yes, definitely. People will, you'll actually see people driving from California with their boats.
Really?
To come out here to Lake Mead. It's a huge recreation area, and people do cliff diving. There's all sorts of fun things out here, yeah. Wow. I wouldn't recommend that. It's not a safe thing to do. But yes, people come from all over to come and enjoy the lake.
And how far outside of Las Vegas are we? Like, as far as the Strip, the famous bit?
I guess we're, 35 minutes away from the Strip? Right. Depending on traffic.
And you've lived here all your life?
Yes.
And your family's from here? So your grandfather was involved in building the dam?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yep. My paternal grandparents, my dad's parents, moved out here to build the dam. And then they just stayed here. And so my dad grew up, he was born in 1948, and he grew up what's now inner city, but back then it was kind of the suburbs, and he was on Charleston, and they just had a beautiful ranch house with acreage, with an orchard and horses, and
in what is downtown Las Vegas.
And now it's downtown.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, and we've just been here forever. Every time we talk about leaving, we're just like, well, it's amazing. Why would we leave? So we stay.
Running coach. Run with a running coach. Are you silently taking my?
I am not. It's funny because I'm a running coach, but the reason I coach running is not just to improve running, but it's to improve people's lives.
Sure.
And that's the whole reason why I do it.
Yeah. And have you seen that? How long have you been doing it, firstly?
Not very long.
Really?
Only about a year and a half.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was funny that when you said that you'd like to run with me because I'm a coach. But before that, I was a track coach. So
okay. So
I have been coaching many, many, many years.
Sure, you've got lots of experience in running.
Yeah, I just started my own business a year and a half ago. So, but yeah.
How are you finding the impacts on people's lives with running with them and helping them with running?
So far, so good. My one client that I've had for an entire year, she hired me as a life coach.
Right.
But then, for me, the way I coach is that everything has to be a holistic experience. It needs to be the entire life.
Right, that makes sense.
And so, as we were working through all aspects of her life, part of that was, okay, we need to get outside, we need to get into nature, we need to get your endorphins going, vitamin D, and so naturally, we just go to the trails,
sure.
Right? And it's working wonderfully. And so it was kind of from working with her that I developed my running coaching platform.
Right.
And I have one girl who has hired me, and she was like, well, I'm not necessarily going to be a trail runner. And I was like, okay. And so now I've taken her out on the trails a few times, and I'm slowly making her, molding her
Good.
into a trail runner.
Now you've got quite an inspirational, I found, but quite the story that starts out quite sad,
Yeah.
right? But that's what you use to focus your life and turn that adversity into something positive, which I was very impressed to read about on your website. So tell us about that story.
Yeah, so, well, I've always been interested in running. Like I said, I was a track coach, and I ran track in high school, and I just loved running. And, let's see, I was 32, I believe, when my husband and I had our first child. And we thought things were going to be okay. They did discover a heart defect in utero. So, you know, the stress that you go through with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, morning. So, you know, we have the baby, and he's healthy. Morning. And, you know, they call him a miracle baby. Everything was great. We take him to the cardiologist a few times. Everything looks great. You know, we're home with him and happy for 6 weeks. Best 6 weeks of our lives.
Of course.
And then we call it the episode. He just starts gasping for breath, turns very white. So we take him to the emergency room. They don't know what's going on. They do all of these things to him. Horrifying. Of course, I'm crying hysterically.
Oh my God, I'd be beside myself.
I mean, it's not, you can't even, you know, indescribable. So he gets admitted to that hospital for a week, and they're doing batteries of tests and trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, remember, he's only 6 weeks old at the time. So a tiny baby.
Oh. Heartbreak.
Yeah, so then he got transferred to another hospital. So we did the whole ambulance ride to transport him. And then at that hospital, they do more tests where they tell us that he's going to need a heart transplant.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, so, you know, obviously I don't handle that well.
Well, who would?
So he's at that hospital for a week, and then we decide that we want to go to UCLA because that's where we felt would be the best place to go. So I went with him. His name was Jack. And so I went with baby Jack. We flew to LA in one of those teeny tiny planes with the medical staff. And the whole experience was just surreal. But I was certain that he was going to live and it would be a happy story. And we were at UCLA for a week. He was improving. They got him off all of his medications. This is the first tunnel, by the way. So they got him off all of his medications. He was nursing again. So I was able to nurse him, and everything I thought was really good. And then he got a blood clot from the catheter that was in his heart. And after a lot of horrible CPR and things like that, he ended up passing away.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Really.
The worst story ever, right?
It's part of what makes you you, so I wanted to ask you about it, but it's
no, definitely,
so
because that is why I do what I do.
Yeah. So I would have drunk myself into death or something like that.
Well, yeah, I wanted to, honestly. Like, you know, he was our firstborn. It was just, I can't even describe. And so, it was a long process of healing. We started going to the adoption centers because I wanted to be a foster parent, because I felt completely empty because I had a child and my child was no longer with me.
Yeah.
So we were just going through this whole process. And so he passed away in August, and then it was kind of a miracle, but I got pregnant with my son Ryan in October. So there was a very small window of time where I had, turned to alcohol, things like that, because I was a mess.
Right.
And, I always thank the universe that I got pregnant with Ryan in October.
Wow.
Because obviously I stopped drinking and focused on my mental health and my physical health. And that's that.
So how much did exercise help you through that process? Because you must have been pretty fit. Anyway.
Exercise was everything. I knew myself well enough at that point. I was 32. We'd already been married for over 10 years. I knew what my life was. So, yeah, I just kind of dove in to exercise. And after I had Ryan, I got really into road running. And I would run fast. So, of course, I would injure myself. Because I just wanted to run fast. Because I was trying to, who knows what I was trying to do.
Well, yes, you were escaping from a horrible
All of the
situation.
things made me run fast. And so I was, doing lots of races, running fast, but I kept injuring myself. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, Emily. And after I had her, that's when I discovered the trails. And then I never turned back. Except now I have to turn back because it's
Speaking of
closed.
turning back, we're not going to be able to get through here, I don't think.
No. And it's too bad because this is the one where the bats live too.
Oh, no way. Oh, I can hear the echo. Okay, well, let's turn around.
So, if we weren't together filming,
Right.
there's a little path that we could take up,
Run up and right.
and
back
around.
Well, let's go back towards where we
Okay.
came from. So, how long after that did you decide to really grasp the experience and help others benefit from your experience?
So I had to make sure that I like to say fix myself, but nobody's ever fixed. I mean,
nice.
we're all a mess at all times.
Yeah.
But I got to a point where I knew my body, I knew my mind, I knew things that would trigger me, that would set me off. I learned how to control my anxieties. I just learned all these things, and so I would see other women, and it's not that I only train women, I'll train men, I haven't.
Yes.
But I would see other women going through very similar things. And I would just be lost. I have no idea how to cope with anything. And so I was just like, if I know how to help them, and I'm going to start helping them.
That must be very satisfying for you and for them. Obviously, it's helpful for them, but it must be feeling really good to, like I say, turn that worst of situations into something positive for somebody else.
Yeah, it does, because, I don't know, who knows, you can speculate about the past and it doesn't matter, but yeah, my whole life I've been a teacher. I was a teacher before I became a coach. I still am a teacher.
Great.
I teach for the college right now, but it just is a natural thing for me to want to help whoever I can.
Sure.
In whatever way possible. And knowing that trail running helped me so much, I just figured it was a very natural thing for me to just try to get other people out on the trails.
That makes a great deal of sense. And in terms of your own running, how much would you do in an average week? Like, are you training for events, or do you just enjoy, like I do, the sensation of being out?
Well, now I'm training for things because of the amazing community I hang out with.
Right.
When I started trail running, there was a guy named Aaron Hastings who was leading the group runs, he still is. And he had this amazing little pocket of people who were the most supportive, uplifting, driven people I've ever met. And when I met them, I was like, oh, I could never do long distances, you guys are crazy. And now flash forward 4 years, and I just ran my first 50-miler.
That's amazing.
And loved it.
Wow, congratulations. That's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah. And I just signed up for my first 100 miler.
No way.
Which will be in September.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just funny because I said I would never even run a marathon. And now here I am. But it's all because of the community. My friend Marie has run, I believe, 700-mile races.
700-mile races.
She's the one that went to Catalina with me when I ran my 50-miler. She basically like mentored me.
Right.
It's just, the people out here are unbelievable. So it was really being with them that has now brought me up to this distance level that I thought that I would never do.
So has it changed your attitude towards running longer distances? Because obviously if you were coaching track, you were used to short distances, and if you didn't want to run a marathon, if a marathon's a long distance for you, then your sights were obviously set on shorter distances.
Yes, I had to change everything.
Yeah, how has that changed your attitude towards?
Well, even just going from track and road to trail, everything changes about the way you run.
Yeah.
You know, and it was funny because I would still run like a road runner, and I was just kind of like a mess because you can't run like a road runner on the trail. So I had to completely relearn everything, especially when it came to races, because when I would road race, I would do a 13-miler,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't eat or drink. I would just basically sprint to finish and be happy with my time. You can't do that out here. You know, so those mountains right ahead of us,
Yeah.
those are the mountains of Bootleg Canyon. He's within that. We do a lot of races and runs in those mountains.
Wow.
They're insanely rugged. And yes, some really fast people can do a half marathon out there without stopping to eat or drink. I cannot.
Well, this is the desert. It's got to get very dry and very hot.
Yes. Yes. I mean, people die out here, obviously. People die out here because of the heat and the dryness. So, yeah, I just had to completely retrain myself. And then I've discovered the therapy of going long miles and working through my brain.
Yeah.
I was actually just discussing this with my friend yesterday. I do a lot of brain work on my long runs. And one of the last long runs I did was like 23 miles. And I decided to listen to podcasts instead of just running in silence. Because I like to just run in silence. So I was listening to the podcast. It was great.
What podcast was it?
It was actually Brooke Castillo. Brooke Castillo is a master life coach instructor. And she's amazing. And I was just in the mood to listen to that.
Yeah.
So later that day when I was recovering, I like to sit in our jacuzzi. And I was sitting there and I was reflecting on my run. And I realized that I didn't feel the mental peace that I usually feel when I run in silence.
Is that because your brain was active in thinking rather than just passive in?
Yeah, it was thinking about the podcast, focusing on the podcast, rather than being able to do what it needed to do to process and cycle and move forward.
Of course.
So that was not necessarily a revelation because I already knew that, but to actually feel it. I mean, I really felt it. And so that just kind of proved, you know, we need this as human beings. Maybe not run, but as human beings, we need to be out in the nature, in solitude, and we just need silence.
I fully agree with that. I don't listen to music when I run. Obviously, I run every day, and I just like that space to process and to digest what's going on and to not think.
Yeah.
It's useful to not think.
Yes, and to let your brain do what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Go to wherever it wants to go. And, you know, when I first started trail running, it doesn't really happen anymore, except just now when I was telling you my story. But I would cry. I would fully cry on my runs because I was so just emotionally damaged and drained. But that was my therapy. You know, I'd be out there, I'd be by myself, and I could just release it. And I would cry, and I'd be pissed at the world. And then I felt better. And I could recognize how grateful I am for everything that's in my life.
And you've got 2 children now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, so Ryan and Emily, they're now 4 and 6, and, you know, they bring up baby Jack a lot. And it's actually interesting because they talk about, you know, if they would have had an older brother. And I tell them that they probably would not have been born if he had survived.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's right, yeah.
Because I certainly wouldn't have gotten pregnant with Ryan.
Sure.
You know, when I had a 9-week-old baby. So, it's just, you know.
Life moves in some strange ways.
It really does. And I hate the saying that everything happens for a reason. Because it, like, pisses me off. Like, don't tell me that. But then at the same time, I also believe it. Maybe that's why it pisses me off. It's pretty crazy.
Story. I've got 2 children. Anything that affects children just breaks my heart. But I'm extremely impressed that you've managed to use running to process all those feelings and to come out the other side not only a better person yourself, but able to help others. That's a real gift, and to give that back to other people is extremely laudable. Beautiful, beautiful morning, and what an incredible place to run. How often would you come out here on an average week?
Well, this is pretty far from my house, but like I was telling you earlier, when my kids were little, I would just put them in a double stroller and come running out here, because it's the only path that I could put my double stroller on,
right,
and be off of the road. So, you know, I would come out here probably twice a month, but I mainly just stick to the single track trails in the mountains by my house, which, you know, it's only like 30 minutes away from here.
Yep.
But when you have a very full day, you need to just squeeze it in where you can.
And your life coaching, running coaching, you teach at the college, you've got a lot going on.
I do, yeah. I'm a student teacher supervisor also. So I go into the classrooms and make sure that the student teachers are supported, that they don't need help, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But it's all kind of the same, you know. I have all these different things, but it's all coaching. It's all in the same realm.
Yep.
So it all just fits together, and I really love it. It's amazing.
How many people have you managed to encourage to start running? Like, I'm sure you talk to a lot of people and everybody's aware of your running credentials, but how many of you got running for the first time?
I'm actually not really sure, because it's one of those things where, like when I used to be a teacher and I'd think that a student just never listened to me,
right,
and didn't do anything, but then 2 years later they'd come back and say that I was the best teacher of their lives and that I changed them forever. And I'd be like, what?
That must be extremely satisfying.
It is, but it's one of those things that you really don't know. There's not really a way to quantify it unless you were to take a poll and say, hey, you know, am I the one that got you to start running?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to say a few.
I'm sure.
But I honestly don't know.
I'm sure you have. You've inspired me. It's a hell of a story you have. Heartbreaking but heartwarming in many ways. So when you run in your average week, do you normally run on your own, or do you run with friends, or
Yeah, I run with, I have a close little set that typically live by me, and so we can just go hop on the trails, you know, with like a 30-minute notice. I'll run on my own, but I do like, there's a couple of faster guys that I like to run with, because it helps me build my pace.
Yeah.
If I'm by myself, you know, just like out there for the scenery. So I do like to run with a little bit faster guys. And then, you know, like yesterday, there was a huge group of us. There were, I think, over 20 of us.
Really?
That ran together.
Oh.
And we all know each other, so it's like a party. It's just fantastic. They're just the most supportive people ever.
That's wonderful. I don't have that in the UK. I don't have a group that I run with. I used to when I lived in Canada, and it was really nice. I miss it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think what happens, people are from all moved to Bishop. And she was like, well, it's not the same community feeling amongst the runners. And I said, well, that's because they're all already runners and nature lovers. You know, they like have each other already. All of us out here, it's like we had to search to find each other. And now that we have found each other, we're not going to let go. You know?
Yeah, good. It's really nice. There's a great sense of community within running anyway, which I like, because we've all experienced the highs and lows of the ecstasy of running a good run and the lows of the horrible grind that you have to put up with when you're running uphill and you just want to stop.
Yep.
It's rewarding sharing that with other people.
Yes, it is. I firmly believe that it's the community that has truly affected me more than the running has. Yeah, and that is one thing. All of my clients that I start coaching, that's one thing that I try to do immediately is to bring them into the community. And because you just need that support. And you need to be surrounded by like-minded people that want to see you succeed, rather than all these people that are saying, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
no.
There's plenty of people like that.
Yeah.
Well, they can be happy sitting on the couch.
Yep.
Well, that was an extremely nice run.
It's beautiful, huh?
I'm going to go and drive out to the dam and see what that looks like.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's a wonderful thing to have on your doorstep, actually. Incredible.
It's too bad that tunnel was closed, because to get through all the tunnels is a really cool thing.
Let's finish over there by the view, because that's quite simple.
Okay. Well, there's a little path, a paved path, that goes down as well. That's part of the River Mountain Loop Trail I was telling you about.
Oh, okay, the 35 miler.
Yeah. So we could just go 35 miles.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, thank you so much, Kim. That was an extremely kind of inspiring, thoughtful, thought-provoking. I'm really enjoying it. It's so nice to be out. Let's face that way so we can see ourselves with the lake behind us. Thank you so much. That's really lovely.
Is this a hug?
Yes. It's a hug so I can keep the camera on me. You've got an amazing story, and I think anybody that was coached by you should be lucky to be so. Thank you very much for running with me.
Thank you.
I'll put your details on the video and stuff if I can figure out how to do it. I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed the run. That was very, very memorable. There are not that many runs that I do. I think I'm going to remember that one, but I will remember this one. You moved me near to tears as well.
Ah.
Well, thank you, Kim. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you. You too.